Much, Mr. Chairman. So I was sworn into the United States Congress 12 days into the shutdown. And since 1996, we've had 22 continuing resolutions and 10 government shutdowns. So as I come into this Congress, I take a fresh look if what we've been doing is working. And I want to say to you that that's why I have supported a freshman bill called the Shutdown to End All Shutdowns. Not only does it send us into a continuing resolution, but it also makes sure that our elected leaders are here every single day for daily quorum calls. It also takes away pay because I believe if your hardworking federal government employees are not being paid, neither should we, and we should come to work every day and fight like hell for you, even though we're not being paid. So I have come in, I believe, a number of the freshmen with fresh eyes, looking at the way this Congress is working. I will support the chairman's, both Chairman Lawson and DeFazio's legislation, 1108, because I believe in the interim of figuring out how we stop all shutdowns, we certainly should stop our national airspace having the risks that we currently have. Mr. Rinaldi, thank you so much for being here this morning and representing air traffic controllers. As you may know, I have a regional air traffic control center in my congressional district in Farmington, Minnesota, otherwise known as the Minneapolis Air Route Traffic Control Center. I'll try not to be offended by it being called Minneapolis, and it's in Farmington. But it's the 13th busiest center in the United States. And I want to share a few of the stories of the air traffic controllers in my center. I want to talk about Joe, Jeremy, and Kelly. Joe was a new father of a baby born 10 weeks prematurely. He had his leave canceled, and he had to decide whether he would come to work every day or go to the NICU and see his newborn. Jeremy was a father of 3 who was on the verge of having to take out significant credit card debt just to pay his bills. And Kelly is a trainee with student loan debt, and she had to wonder how she was going to continue to meet those requirements. So each of them, on behalf of their communities, came to work every single day, not just on behalf of their communities, but on behalf of communities that they will never, ever know. They came to work every day, and they did their job. So I want to ask you, Mr. Rinaldi, and every single one of you, we're staring down another government shutdown. And although I am optimistic, because that tends to be my nature, I want you to tell us what message you would have for Congress and for the administration. On Saturday morning, if you wake up and this government is shut down again, in 1 or 2 sentences, what is your message to us?
It's been the message while during the shutdown is open the government. There's no reason for federal employees to be held hostage for a political dispute that has nothing to do with them. Congress, Senate, White House need to do their job. They're elected to do their job, keep the government open. I thank you for your legislation. We will support any legislation that meets our 4 core principles, that, supports our frontline workforce, that certainly gives us stable, predictable funding and gets us out of this shutdown mode. I thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Congresswoman. Yeah, same thing. Keep the government open, do your job, pay the folks, because it's a critical disservice to them that they do not come to work, or if they show up, some have to show up Saturday morning, midnight Friday night, because they work rotating shifts, and have to think again, here we go. How long are we going to go? But yet they're going to do everything they can. So do your job, Congress. Do your job, administration. Sign whatever it takes to keep the government, the FAA open, and really for all federal employees. Thank you.
Thank you. Airlines for America would say that, number 1, operating crisis to crisis is a terrible way to do business, whether it be in Congress or anywhere else. Secondly, compromise is not a dirty word. And thirdly, A4A also will support any legislation that prevents a future government shutdown. I would say this, because I'm one of the old timers here, don't try to bite off too much. Seize the moment right now. Get 1108 done and move on from there.
We take our role seriously of keeping the American public out of danger. And if Congress chooses chaos on Saturday morning, working people have power, and we will come together and use it, and we will stop the chaos.
Thank you.
I just say do your jobs and don't leave town until it's done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I yield back my time.
Thank you, Representative Craig.